My name is Jamie Raskin. I'm a state senator in Maryland representing Silver Spring and Tacoma Park, and I'm a professor of constitutional law at American University in Washington. I oppose the death penalty because the government is imperfect. And we had in Maryland a guy who was the first convicted murderer, and he was on death row, who was exonerated because of DNA evidence, Kirk Bloodsworth. And Kirk was very involved working with me and other senators and delegates in arguing for repeal of the death penalty. He was convicted of a completely grisly, brutal rape and murder of a little girl. And everybody was calling for his head. The prosecutor said later he was 1,000% convinced that Kirk had done it. He was convicted at 2 different trials, and all along Kirk swore every day that he was in prison that he didn't do it. And then suddenly, because of the miracle of the advent of DNA technology, he demanded and begged, and finally his lawyer dug into his own pocket and spent thousands of dollars to get the DNA evidence used on the remaining physical evidence, which again, miraculously, the judge's secretary had kept in a drawer, and they pulled it out, they found it, they tested it, and it determined definitively that he was not the murderer and the rapist in the case. The guy who actually done it was ironically in prison with Kirk Bloodsworth at the time. But without DNA evidence, we all would have been complicit in the murder of Kirk Bloodsworth. And if you look back over the 4 centuries of the death penalty that we've had in our state, we had people convicted of witchcraft. We had people who were convicted of conspiring to murder their slave master, indentured servants who were put to death for conspiring to kill their masters, and so on. It's a very sordid and dark history. And the government is not perfect, but as a people we can do better by getting rid of the death penalty. So I'm very proud to have been part of this system, which in our history has been infiltrated by racism, by profligate waste, by all kinds of irrationalities. You've been far more likely to get the death penalty in one county than in another county. And so we're done with that system, and it's opened up a lot of space for us to make real improvements to public safety.